They're bold, they're beautiful, they're spiritual, and they're rebellious. From ancient warriors to modern icons, dreadlocks carry centuries of culture, controversy, and power. But where did they actually begin? Today, we're diving deep into the rich and tangled history of dreadlocks, a journey that spans continents, religions, and revolutions. Let's unravel the story. The history of dreadlocks dates back thousands of years, yes, thousands. Long before they became a symbol of rebellion or Rastafarian pride, dreadlocks were a spiritual and cultural expression. The earliest evidence. Ancient Egypt. Archaeologists have discovered mummies with dreadlocked hair, perfectly preserved for over 3,000 years. Even the legendary pharaohs, including Ramses II, were believed to have worn their hair in locked styles. But Egypt wasn't alone. In India, holy men known as sadhus have worn dreadlocks for millennia. For them, locks symbolize a rejection of vanity and a connection to the divine. In Hindu mythology, the god Shiva, the lord of destruction and transformation, is often depicted with dreadlocked hair, representing spiritual strength and wild power. Over in ancient Greece, some warriors and philosophers also wore locks. Greek texts and sculptures show men with tightly coiled and matted hair, possibly to signal discipline and strength in battle. And let's not forget the Maasai warriors of East Africa. These fearless fighters traditionally wear long, red-tinted dreadlocks as a mark of identity, pride, and rite of passage. Even today, young Maasai men use ochre and clay to style their locks during ceremonies. Dreadlocks are not just a hairstyle, they are a spiritual journey. In Judaism, the Nazirite vow mentioned in the Bible includes a commandment not to cut one's hair. The most famous example. Samson, the warrior whose strength was believed to be in his 7 locked strands. When Delilah cut his hair, his power vanished. In Ethiopia, members of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church have worn dreadlocks for generations, linking them to biblical traditions and religious devotion. And of course, there's Rastafarianism, perhaps the most globally recognized culture associated with dreadlocks today. The movement began in Jamaica in the 1930s, inspired by biblical texts and the coronation of Haile Selassie I, the Emperor of Ethiopia. To Rastafarians, dreadlocks are a symbol of rebellion against Babylon, the corrupt, Western society. The locks mirror the mane of the Lion of Judah, representing strength, righteousness, and a deep spiritual connection to Africa. The history of dreadlocks also holds painful chapters, especially during the era of the transatlantic slave trade. As African people were kidnapped and enslaved, their identities, cultures, and grooming tools were stripped away. In captivity, many were unable to care for their hair, leading it to lock naturally. What was once sacred became stigmatized. Slave masters often viewed dreadlocks as a sign of savagery, and over time, Western societies began associating them with dirtiness, rebellion, or backwardness. This led to centuries of discrimination and racist stereotypes surrounding locks, many of which unfortunately still linger today. In the 20th century, dreadlocks gained global attention thanks to icons like Bob Marley, who used them as a symbol of Rastafarian faith, African pride, and resistance. Through reggae music, dreadlocks became a voice for the oppressed and a global symbol of spiritual rebellion. As dreadlocks spread across cultures, they also became a part of fashion and activism, especially among Black empowerment movements. But with that came controversy. Today, dreadlocks still face discrimination in workplaces and schools, particularly for Black individuals. Movements like the Crown Act are fighting to protect the right to wear natural and cultural hairstyles without bias. There's also ongoing debate about cultural appropriation, when people outside the culture wear dreadlocks without understanding their meaning. For many, locks are more than style, they are sacred, political, and deeply personal. So what do dreadlocks truly represent? Drop your answers in the comment section. They're a bold expression of identity, a link to ancestral power, and a symbol of resilience passed down through generations. From ancient Egypt to modern cities, dreadlocks tell a story that's far more than just hair, it's a legacy. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories from history.